Welcome back to the Hades 32 Heat series, where we are clearing Hades at 32 Heat with every weapon, every aspect, and a couple challenge runs. Today we are going to be doing a shield build, and looking outside, we are being offered a boon, Poseidon boon, and the more important thing is that based on what Olympian keepsake we take, the boon rarity is being increased, particularly our cast, up to epic rarities. What we're going to be doing is we're going to do a Beowulf build. Beowulf is lots and lots of fun, but it can be a little slow. It can be a little tricky. So with Beowulf, you will take 10% bonus damage, but you get the Dragon Rest bonus damage in area of 100%. What that means is that you can load your cast into your shield, and then when you do a charge attack, there will be a burst of damage as a result of that. Now, there's a couple different ways you can do this. Personally, what I prefer to do is we're going to go with Stygian Soul. You could do Infernal Soul, because after the burst, all three casts just drop right away. But with what we're going to be doing, Stygian Soul is going to be more effective. We're going to keep God's Legacy, and we are going to keep Fated Authority. So really, actually, we haven't changed any of our Mirror of Night settings from what we normally do. And we are going to pick Dionysus, the Overflowing Cup, for this. And the reason why is because Dionysus has, by far, even more so than Crush Shot, the highest damage cast with Festive Fog. However, it does come with a slight downside where the Festive Fog will actually last 5 seconds, which means if we took Infernal Soul instead of Stygian Soul, we could use it 3 times, and then we would have to wait the 5 seconds for the casts to replenish and then actually retrieve them, whereas here we can use a cast every 3 seconds and we don't have to retrieve them afterwards. We will probably want to get a Chaos Shot or fully loaded at some point, but we will get to that as we go. Now, as for our Mirror of Night settings, we do need to make some changes from the last build that we did. So damage control is an absolute no-go. We cannot do damage control. But I think we are skilled enough with this build that we can probably still do tight deadline at 7 minutes. Now, if you're a little bit slower with this weapon, you haven't quite gotten used to it, you may want to give yourself a little bit more time and maybe do something like Underworld Customs instead, but that can screw you over if it doesn't let you purge the boon that you need. So we're going to go with tight deadline instead, and let's get started. Now, there is a trick to this build. There is a duo boon that we're going to be going for eventually, called Mirage Shot, which is the Poseidon Artemis duo boon. Now, Mirage Shot will fire a second burst, like a second cast, following the first one at 30% damage. But there seems to be a bit of a glitch or a bug with Mirage Shot, where if it's with Trippy Flare on Beowulf Shield, the damage is 100%, not 30%. So it basically doubles the damage. So we are going to take Trippy Flare. We got it at epic rarity here, and this will be a good way to start. So until we really get the build started, we may be kind of mixing up our attack patterns a little bit here, and going with both special and attack and the charge and all that stuff. Just because we do only have the one cast, we don't really have anything else to go with this. But I do see we've got a Chaos Gate in front of us, and there's really no reason why we won't take that. We will absolutely take this Chaos Gate first. Yeah, we don't need Ares, we don't need Zeus. Chaos it is, and we're going to see if we can get an extra cast. If we can, that's going to make this build a lot better right off the bat. Nope, no bonus casts, and actually all of this kind of sucks. So what we will likely do... Let's just go with the Inferno Bombs. That's probably the easiest curse to deal with. None of those bonuses were actually really going to help us all that much, so we're just going to stick with what we've got. It's a shame that we didn't get the cast, but that doesn't mean the build is dead. It just means that, okay, we didn't get it this time. Maybe we'll get another Chaos Gate eventually, and it won't be as big a problem. Oh, lovely. Inferno Bombs on splitting enemies. That's just a great, great combo. Gotta love that. There we go. Okay, Trippy Flare goes from 140 to 200 with a single palm. That is excellent. Okay, now Daedalus Hammers. They can be useful. Oh, really? Teleported? They can be useful. there's a few that actually we could go for. There's one in particular that we especially would want to get. But if we don't get it, it's not really a deal breaker. We are going to want to go for... Well, let's see what we get offered, and then we'll see if I can just explain it then. Alright, what do we got? Charged Flight, Minotaur Rush, Ferocious Guard. This is a pretty rough start. Let's go with Ferocious Guard, because the 20% damage will apply to Trippy Flare. But unless we get something else soon, this is a pretty bad start for this build. Yeah, the hammer that we actually wanted to go for is a hammer called Charged Shot, which would basically turn our Bull Rush into a bullet, basically. What that would do for us is it would allow us to fire off our cast without needing to actually execute the charge itself, so it is faster, and it gives us just a little bit more control over our movement. In addition to that, it's not only faster in the sense of how we can execute the cast itself, but it's faster in how quickly we can recharge it. Basically just by not having to wait for the charge to actually finish. The moment you release the button, it basically will fire at its full range, and then the Dragon Rush Burst appears at the end of your charged shot instead. But we didn't get it this time, and that's okay.
That's a relief.
Ooh, perfect. Okay, we've got Artemis being offered. We'll definitely take that. And we're going to see if we can... Oh, lovely. Yeah, this is... Oh, what? Oh, okay. The gaps in the floor here are going to really hurt us because we cannot jump them with the shield rush. So we'll do the best we can, but so far we're actually not having a great start. The fact that we did get offered Artemis right away is nice, because that means that we now will only have to force Poseidon in Asphodel to get Mirage Shot. Now here's the thing, we don't want Deadly Strike. But we still want to make sure that we have the prerequisites for Mirage Shot, and I gotta make sure, yes, Artemis Aid does work, so we're gonna take that. Now, the reason we don't want Deadly Strike is simply because we want Drunken Strike instead, from Dionysus. Why do we want Drunken Strike? Because we may also be able to go for the Dionysus Legendary Blackout, which means that Hangover-afflicted foes take bonus damage while standing in Festive Fog. Well, if our attack has our cast loaded into it, that means we can apply both Festive Fog and Hangover with just a single charge. And if we can get Mirage Shot, the second burst from Mirage Shot should be able to apply that bonus damage. And that's without even considering the damage we would get for a second cast, if we get one. So there are definitely some options here. I'm realizing we're a little low on health, so let's just call down Sisyphus, just to play it a little bit safe. No point in taking stupid risks. We'll get those heals, and now we have the leeway to take an extra hit if we are a little bit too reckless, which we have been a little bit so far in this run. It would be great if there was a palm or a boon where it's like increases the radius of your Festive Fog, but that might be a little bit broken. Sadly, that does not exist. Alright. Okay, we're doing alright. Not the best start so far. So far we've only really gotten one thing that we needed, which was Artemis.
Hello, sir. What's the late? That's that.
Special damage bonus, that's not really very helpful. We'll take the Obel. What do we got? What do we got?
All right.
A shop.
Do tell the Furies I
Okay, we'll take the palm. Okay, kind of a rough start. We really only ended up with one thing we needed, which was Artemis, but so be it, that's fine. We are still going to see if we can get another cast at some point here. So we are going to prioritize Chaos over pretty much anything else. But we will also see if we can get... we're going to force Poseidon in Asphodel. Oh, what? Okay, that was really bad timing. Yikes. Okay. For it now. Okay. Really? Jeez, my timing is all off today. Jeez. Water. Yikes. Okay, bad start, bad start. But we're gonna keep going. I don't want to cut any of these recordings just because we have a bad start. Now, I'll admit, I don't post recordings of every run that I do, really just only the ones that go well. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to just restart a run just because we're off to a bad start. I want to show, you know, okay, yeah, the run doesn't start great, but you can still salvage it. So let's see what we can pull off here. Okay, we got Chaos here. Let's go for that and see if we can find ourselves another cast. If we can, that would make this a lot easier. There we go. Okay, trap damage, that's fine. We'll just avoid lava for a bit, and then we get an extra cast. That will make a huge difference. Now let's grab Poseidon. I'm hoping we can get Tempest Flourish, or maybe Tidal Dash. Either one of those would work. Okay, I need to be a little bit careful with all this because I cannot... I can't take damage from traps, otherwise it's gonna be crippling. So I do need to play this a little bit safe. There we go. Already I took a little bit more damage than I wanted there. Okay, Tidal Dash will work. Tempest Strike, we don't really want. Ooh, Hermes would be good, especially if we can get auto-reload. If we can get auto-reload... Ooh, Fountain Chamber. Although I actually didn't want that, because I want to get that Curse of Chaos expired as soon as possible. Okay, Greatest Reflex could help with our mobility, but Greater Evasion might be better, actually. I'll take Greater Evasion this time. Maybe what we'll do is, in Elysium, we will take the Lamed Plume and see if we can get bad news. I think that's probably fairly unlikely, but you never know. Already, though, our cast damage is doing is pretty significantly high. Oh, hello. Yeah, hello. Alright, here we go. Okay. Okay, more enemies than I was expecting. We'll deal with that. It doesn't help that they kind of are spread out and not really focusing me, which is kind of like, I actually would like it if you can chase me down and attack me, please. It would make my job a lot easier. Okay, there's Dionysus in the shop, or in the Erebus Gate. Demeter being offered as a mini-boss. Let's take the shop. See what we can get here. Zeus. We do not want Zeus, but we will take... Ooh. I'm tempted to re-roll and try to get Artemis instead, because if we don't get Artemis... If we don't get Mirage Shot, we may be able to go for Pressure Points or Support Fire instead, and start going towards fully loaded. But if I re-roll and it is a bad choice, that's not going to be good. Let's try it, though. I'm going to take the risk. Perfect. There we go. We got Artemis. We could have taken Zeus and tried to go for Scintillating Feast, but that really doesn't matter, honestly. Not that Scintillating Feast is bad. It's, you know, it's good for... Okay, that was bad. Scintillating Feast is actually a decent boon for, like, applying static discharge, but so it can be good for privileged status. But we're kind of focused on other things right now. We want to make sure that we can get Mirage Shot first. Yikes, okay. This is a bit of a rough mini-boss right now, because we're trying to deal with a couple things at once here. Okay, this is not great. Okay, there we go. Now it's just this guy. We can deal with him. Got him. Okay, we're good. Please, please, please. No Mirage Shot, but there's support fire, so we'll take that. That gives us half the prerequisites for fully loaded. Alright, what's in the shop? Ares, we don't need that.
One of my boons got stronger.
Support fire, lovely. Didn't need that.
I'll take this one.
I mean, yeah, Urge to Kill maybe could help. Increased cast damage, but again, I want to focus.
Lerny, hiss once if you think you're going to lose.
Would have been great if we could have got Eurydice, but no luck. Okay. Well, we did get at least... We did get more things that we were actually going for in Asphodel than we did Tartarus. You know, we got an extra cast from Chaos. We'll get to make use of that as soon as we're finished this fight. We got Poseidon and all the prerequisites for Mirage Shot. We also got support fire and halfway to fully loaded. So that's, you know, those are good things to get. It's just unfortunate that we haven't got Mirage Shot yet. Ideally, Mirage Shot is something you want to get before you leave Asphodel, but you can't always control that. Can't always get what you want. Yikes, okay. It's also a shame that we have increased trap damage while fighting Lerny with extreme measures. That's a kind of a nasty combo. But fortunately, we don't need to... We don't need to stand next to Lerny to deal damage, really. We just need to get close briefly for the charge attack, and that's it. We are moving a bit too slow right now, though. Whoa! Okay. We're going to call down Sisyphus. Make use of that. There we go. Okay. Okay. Alright, we're doing good. Go. Lerny, why couldn't you have, like, the special ability where you, like, fire the projectiles instead of launching Skull Crushers? I can't block Skull Crushers with my shield. There we go. We're good. Cutting it a little bit close with the tight deadline, but like I said, this build can be slow. If you don't get things quick enough, it can be a very, very slow build. It's quicker if you start with Infernal Soul, but long-term, I find it's better to take Stygian Soul. Oh, yeah, we'll definitely take a Braid of Atlas. No reason not to.
Try another one, maybe.
Now, okay, here's the question. Do we take the Lambent Plume and go for Bad News, or do we take a Cosmic Egg and go for another cast? And I think we're going to take the Lambent Plume, because we don't have the prerequisites for Bad News without it. Whereas we might be able to find an extra cast and another Chaos Gate without the Cosmic Egg.
That's it for Asphodel.
So let's try it. Let's take the Lambent Plume. If we get offered bad news, that'll really help. If we don't, no big deal. Maybe we can get auto reload instead. Oh, another Chaos Gate. Well, let's take that, because Hermes will be offered again. Chaos might not. Take it while it's offered.
In the name of Hades.
Okay, backstab damage bonus level or boon rarity. We can probably take Flayed Favor, since we're not going to be using our special really anymore, and reducing our dash range and the amount of obol we get kind of sucks. But that boon rarity might actually help us get Mirage Shot. So we just won't use special. That's fine. We have 2 casts now, though, so we can actually do this a lot faster. Essentially, those 2 casts means that our cooldown in between using our bursts has been cut in half. Or we can just do more damage in one strike, but I like to think of it as our cooldown just got cut in half. Oh, that was dumb. Oh, shoot. I had to use a special there for a second. Okay, let's take the shop, see if we get offered Poseidon or Artemis, or even Demeter or Dionysus. Any one of those is fine. Not Zeus. I don't want Zeus. I really want to focus on
By the 3 fates.
Artemis. There we go. Okay. We'll go for Mirage Shot. If we don't get Mirage Shot, we'll take pressure points, assuming it gets offered.
You know what it takes to lead.
Oh, lovely. Oh, really? Okay. I am not doing great here. I'm a little sloppy today. I'm actually going to call down Sisyphus to get the obstacles for Poseidon, or for Asterius to run into. Yeah, this is... Whoa! Oh, jeez. What a mess. I need to remember as well that I can actually block with my shield, and I should be, because I have a Daedalus hammer that rewards me for doing that. Okay.
A warm-up for later.
Alright, what do we got? Please? Still no Mirage Shot, and no no pressure points either. Alright, whatever, we'll take Deadly Flourish. There's not really any reason not to. Okay, Patroclus helps. Kind of makes up for our mistakes earlier.
Here comes
There we go, Kiss of Sticks. Daedalus Hammer, let's see if we can get Charge Shot. That will just especially help against Asterius. We'll be able to keep our distance from him while still using the cast. And having Thanatos appear helps as well, because now the timer stopped. While we're in this chamber, we can take our time. We have a little bit more flexibility with that tight deadline now. Oh, we desperately need Mirage Shot, though. We're not quite doing enough damage. The fact that we can't even take out one of those little soul things is telling as to how weak our build currently is right now. We could be doing so much better. Really, that's it? That's all we can do? It's enough. It is enough, it's just not...
So close.
Yeah, it's not what we want to be doing. Oh, cheapers. Okay. Rough. Okay, a lot of enemies. A lot of enemies. Way more than I would have expected. I know we didn't take the Curse of Chaos that gives us increased enemies, so what the heck? Unyielding defense is alright. Sturdy for 3 seconds after doing the cast. It just means we take a little less damage. Don't get interrupted. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's take Hermes. Let's see if we get bad news. Honestly, even if we just get that, it could make a huge difference. Oh, what? Oh, what? Okay. Awful. There we go. It's a little better. Okay. Well, this is not going to go on the record of being one of the more impressive runs. Hey, look at that. We did get it. Bad news. Cast deals bonus damage to foes without cast in them, plus 50%. Here's the thing. Trippy Shot, Trippy Flare doesn't lodge casts into enemies, so they'll all deal 50% bonus damage. That's fantastic. Ooh, okay. We're being offered Dionysus or Dionysus and Artemis. We're going to take both. And I'm going to take Artemis, because I think Dionysus is a little bit easier to deal with. Pressure points. Excellent. So that opens the door to getting fully loaded now.
Still mains, right, Dionysus?
And then if we can get Drunken Strike, that'll give us everything we need to get Blackout, which, wouldn't that be incredible? We already got a couple things that we didn't necessarily need or plan for, but managed to get anyway, like bad news, so Blackout isn't going to be strictly necessary. But I will absolutely take it if we can get it. And Drunken Strike, there we go. That opens up the door to everything that we need. We've got everything we need for Blackout, fully loaded, and Mirage Shot, and for the love of God, fine, I'll take it. Urge to Kill. Plus 10% cast damage, not a bad thing, we'll just take it. Really was hoping we would get Mirage Shot before this point. But we'll take what we've got. With bad news, that's gonna... Okay, that was bad timing. I was trying to get the casts and dash through before he could hit us. Didn't work that way. There we go. Yeah, bad news definitely helps a lot. Oh, shoot. Yeah, not exactly going on the record of most impressive gameplay for this run, but that's okay. If we can clear the run, it doesn't matter how impressive it looks. That's still a 32 heat clear. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to win. And there we go. Theseus Asterius done, and now we should have enough time, about 12 minutes, to get through all of Styx. That should be plenty of time. Tidal Dash, Drunken Strike, pressure points, we need all of that. Yes, we will absolutely take the Yarn of Ariadne. And... Oh, okay, what do we actually want to take now that I think about it? Artemis. 100% we want to take Artemis. Get the increased rarity, we may be able to get fully loaded. We may be able to get Mirage Shot. I genuinely don't know which one I want more. We can either get 2 bonus casts and then have 4 of them, or have each cast fire 2 blasts. So we either double our damage, or we double our damage. I mean, ideally we want both. I think for the sake of the screenshot for the build, I would rather take Mirage Shot, because that's what I would say is considered more necessary. It's a lot easier to get the prerequisites for Mirage Shot than it is fully loaded, because fully loaded, none of the prerequisites are mains. It's pressure points and support fire. There's 2 very specific boons that you need to get fully loaded, plus a legendary that you can only get from 1 god, whereas with Mirage Shot, you can have any number of a bunch of different prerequisites, and ouch. You can have any number of a bunch of different prerequisites, and of those prerequisites, once you have them, you can take either Poseidon or Artemis to get the duo. So I would say that Mirage Shot is arguably the better boon to go for when doing this build. But who knows, we may not be offered either of them, or maybe we'll be only offered one, and then that'll take away the choice. We will see. This build is a lot more fun when you get these things earlier. It's a lot faster when you get them earlier too, but it's not how this worked out, so we'll just have to live with it. Might as well. Alright, buddy. Really? That's all I did? Oh, I only used 1 cast. There we go. What do we got? What do we got? Fully loaded. Alright, we'll take it. Plus 2 casts. Now we have 4. Won't that be fun to work with? Here's the thing, though. We still have 6 Fated Authorities.
I have a better idea.
Let's go for Mirage Shot as well. We got Poseidon here.
I can't.
Oh, if we can get Mirage Shot, that is going to be absolutely disgusting against Hades. Oh wow, early Satyr Sack too. Oh my gosh. Okay, cast fires a second projectile which deals reduced base damage. Here's the thing, with Trippy Flare on Beowulf, it doesn't deal reduced base damage, it does the full damage. So we just doubled our cast damage twice with fully loaded and Mirage Shot. Now here's the thing, I see Dionysus in the shop there. I kind of want to see if we can get Blackout as well. So we'll take another chamber or 2 and see what we can get. Plus, who knows, maybe we'll come across a Well of Charon and get a Braid of Atlas or something, or a Prometheus Stone, and then... yeah. There we go. Yeah, now we're just gonna rip through everything. That's 1. And that's 2.
Charon's going to want all this.
Okay, let's see what's in the shop. Can we get it? Okay, I really wanted Blackout. We didn't get it. We'll take Splitting Headache instead. We are applying Hangover, so we get the bonus crit chance. Who knows? Maybe we can get some critical hits with our disgustingly overpowered cast damage. But we did not get the Blackout bonus, which is fine. We got Bad News instead. Those 2 I kind of feel like are somewhat interchangeable. You can either get Bad News or Blackout. It's better if you get both, but yeah.
Father.
I shall be.
Okay, let's see how much we can do with a single hit. Well, it would help if all 4 of them actually hit him. That's pretty good.
Arise, wretches, and fight without a trace.
Can we one-shot this thing? Just about. Sometimes it is actually better just to fire off a single cast at a time. Youch! Youch! Okay, I need to be a little bit smarter than that. Okay. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Your Highnesses, you mean to mock me with such tricks? Darkness.
Got him. Okay. Not having to deal with his minions will definitely help. The rest of this will actually be fairly easy. Assuming we can actually land our hits. There we go, that's better. That's more like it. Oh, for crying out loud. I need more practice with this build, for sure. Oh my gosh, look at that damage. That's just insane. Nope, okay. Good. That's good enough. Oh. Oh, for... Oh, come on, really? Talk about monumentally bad timing. Boom. Where is... Whoa! Okay. Ah, too far.
Not yet.
No! Oh, what? Okay, I'm screwing this up, man. Again, doesn't need to be pretty, just needs to be finished. Fine, I'll just finish him with a call. There we go, he's done. Awful, man. That was awful. That was a horrible run. I almost don't even want to upload this one. That's how bad that was. But it worked, so... You know, not every 32 heat runs goes as smoothly as you want it to. It just... Sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. We did succeed, so we'll take it. This is... Yeah. This is rough, man. Alright, so, what is the actual build? Aspect of Beowulf, Trippy Flare, you want it at epic rarity if you can, as high damage as you can possibly get. Level 4 is honestly not that great, we could have done more, hopefully. But, the biggest thing, for sure, is Mirage Shot. This is the build. Aspect of Beowulf, Trippy Flare, Mirage Shot. You don't need anything else. But, things like Fully Loaded are excellent. Abyssal Grasp is great. The more casts you have, the better. And if you can get Bad News too, or Blackout, you know, Blackout is also very, very good. So this is a very, very powerful Beowulf build that I absolutely sucked at demonstrating. But it works, so, you know, take that for whatever it's worth. Take a screenshot and we'll add that to the channel. Yeah, not my best work, but... It's a 32 heat clear, so we'll take it. And that's a Beowulf Shield build. Not my best. I'll be honest. I love Beowulf. I think it's a very fun build once you really get the hang of it. This should have been way more powerful. This should have been a way better demonstration. It's not often I get this much and suck this bad, but we can't always do everything perfectly. So that'll do it for this run, and yeah, I'll catch you next time. Peace.